Every year, as the nights grow longer and the shadows stretch across the land, we prepare for the night of all nights, Halloween. We carve pumpkins into grotesque faces, light candles within them, and place them by our doors. But why? What story lies behind these glowing faces we call jack-o'-lanterns? For many, it's just tradition, a symbol of Halloween, a harmless decoration. But few know the dark and twisted legend behind this innocent-looking object. Fewer still dare to remember that the flame inside these hollowed pumpkins isn't just to guide the way for trick-or-treaters. No, it's something far more ancient and far more sinister. This is the story of Jack, a man so devious he cheated the devil himself. A tale passed down through generations, whispered in the dark corners of the world, until it became nothing more than folklore. Or so we thought. Meet Stingy Jack, a man of legend, feared not for his strength nor his wealth, but for his cunning. Jack was known across the land for being a trickster, a deceiver, a man who cared only for himself. His greed was matched only by his ability to swindle those around him. But his greatest trick was one played on the devil himself. On one fateful night, as Jack wandered home from the tavern, he encountered the devil. The devil, amused by Jack's reputation, had come to claim his soul. But Jack wasn't ready to go. Not yet. Jack, ever the trickster, managed to convince the devil to have one last drink with him before taking his soul. The devil, intrigued, agreed. After they drank, Jack claimed he had no money to pay for their drinks and convinced the devil to transform himself into a silver coin to settle the bill. The devil, foolishly trusting Jack, did as he asked. But Jack had no intention of paying. Instead, he slipped the coin into his pocket next to a silver cross, trapping the devil in his form, unable to escape. Desperate, the devil pleaded with Jack for his release, and Jack, always one to drive a hard bargain, struck a deal. The devil would leave Jack alone for 10 years. And during that time, his soul would not be taken. 10 years passed, and on that fateful night the devil returned, ready to take Jack's soul. But even then, Jack had one last trick up his sleeve. He asked for an apple from a nearby tree to satisfy his final hunger. The devil, thinking it a harmless request, agreed. But as he climbed the tree, Jack quickly carved a cross into its bark, trapping the devil once more. In exchange for his freedom, the devil was forced to agree to never take Jack's soul to hell. But no one cheats the devil without consequence. When Jack's time on earth finally ended, he found himself at the gates of heaven. But there was no place for a man as deceitful as Jack in the kingdom of light. Rejected by heaven, Jack sought out the gates of hell, hoping the devil would take pity on him. But the devil, true to his word, refused Jack's soul. He had no place in hell either. Condemned to wander the earth for eternity, Jack was left with nothing but a single burning coal to light his way. He placed the coal inside a hollowed-out turnip, creating the first jack-o'-lantern. And so, Jack became a wandering soul, forever searching for a place to rest, but finding none. Over time, people began to carve their own lanterns out of pumpkins and place them outside their homes, hoping to scare away Jack and other spirits like him. They believed that the flickering light would ward off the restless dead. But is this just a tale, a harmless piece of folklore to entertain children on Halloween? Some believe there's more to the story than we've been told. The legend of Jack-o'-lantern is much older than most people realize. There are references to a similar figure in various cultures, an entity trapped between life and death. But what's more unsettling is the recurring mention of a forgotten ritual associated with these lanterns. What if the carving of pumpkins wasn't just a way to ward off spirits? What if it was part of a ritual, one that could open a door to something far darker? There are old stories, particularly from small, isolated towns, where people would carve specific patterns into pumpkins, patterns that weren't meant to protect them, but to summon something. In some places, the tradition of carving jack-o'-lanterns carries a deeper, darker meaning. The forgotten ritual, one that few speak of, yet its symbols remain in the carvings of certain pumpkins. It's said that on Halloween night, these pumpkins are more than just decorations. They're invitations. An invitation for lost souls. Or worse, something that doesn't belong in this world at all. As the night draws closer, a chilling realization begins to set in. Could these strange carvings be part of an ancient ritual? One that has been long forgotten but not entirely erased? In some small towns, strange occurrences begin to surface. Disappearances, odd figures spotted wandering the streets, whispers in the wind. And so, as we prepare our jack-o'-lanterns this Halloween, we must ask ourselves, what are we truly inviting into our homes? Could it be that Jack isn't the only lost soul wandering the earth on this night? Could there be others watching, waiting for their chance? What if the legend isn't over? What if it's only just beginning? As Halloween night draws closer, the pumpkins light up our streets and doorsteps. Their flickering faces watching over us. But perhaps they're not just keeping the spirits away. Perhaps they're also signaling something much darker. A reminder of the deals we can never outrun, and of Jack's own cursed flame that roams without rest. So tonight, as you place your own jack-o'-lantern on your doorstep, take a moment to look into the flame. Listen to the silence and ask yourself, could there be more watching you from the shadows? And if Jack's story is true, who else might be waiting to claim what was once promised in the dark? If this story gave you chills, don't forget to hit the like button. And for more haunting tales, subscribe and join us as we uncover the world's darkest mysteries. Happy Halloween and stay safe.